Hey there, and welcome to Self-Care Sunday. Let's just take a moment to take a pause, the beginning of our week, the end of the weekend, maybe, to come back into our bodies, come back into our breath, and just spend a few moments being right here. I'm so glad you're here. So, wherever you are right now, just take a moment to let your body slow down a little, allow for a pause. Let your body arrive just as it is. You don't need to feel calm right now or any particular way. Just notice how you are feeling. And before we begin with the practice, I'll ring the bell as I usually do as a reminder that even though we may be and are in different places at different times, we are practicing together as a collective. So get comfortable, sitting, standing, or lying down, and then just take a few moments to listen to the bell. You can feel your soft belly moving as you breathe in and as you breathe out. And just notice how listening to the bell makes you feel. So I have something exciting I'm excited to introduce. For the next few weeks on our Self-Care Sundays, we're going to be exploring what are called somatic practices, which a lot of what we do or what I share with you is somatic based anyway. But somatic practices for nervous system regulation. And somatic simply just means that they're practices that work with the whole self, including the body, not just the mind. So our specific focus is going to be on something called interoception. And when we focus on interoception, we are strengthening a part of the brain called the insula. So interoception is our ability to notice what's happening inside our body. Sometimes it's called our felt sense. Sensations like pressure, warmth, temperature, warmth, coolness, heat, cold, tight muscles or tightness anywhere in the body, a sense of vibration, tension, contact with whatever we're sitting on or standing on, spaciousness, contraction. So it's not just thinking about how we feel, but it's actually sensing, like being present to and noticing what we're feeling. Many of us are really good at analyzing or explaining or managing our experiences kind of from the neck up. But we are much less practiced in feeling what's actually happening in the body itself, especially if it's not painful. We're used to feeling pain, likely, noticing that. But it's hard to feel things that aren't pain sometimes. And that's not really failure. It's not a sign that something's wrong with us. But interoception is and can be a really important skill if we want to truly strengthen our nervous systems and recover from chronic or toxic stress and trauma. It's a skill that can be gently strengthened over time. And I really know this from my own direct experience and watching my capacity and my nervous system grow with these sorts of practices and doing them regularly every day or at least several times a week. When you start to practice interoception, you might notice some common patterns. Some people feel drawn immediately to unpleasant sensations like tension, discomfort, restlessness, aches, pains. This is also my tendency, is just to focus on the things that feel bad or unpleasant. That's one common experience. For others, some people feel like they can't feel much of anything at all. They might feel completely blank, numbness, just a sense of being disconnected or not having any sense of their body at all. That's also very common. Others notice, and this is kind of what I already said, but others notice that everything either feels bad or overwhelming, and like it's not easy to feel any even neutral space. And some people move quickly into thinking about and kind of analyzing their sensations rather than actually feeling them. And that is very, very common. I've done that a lot, especially earlier in my journey. These are not signs that I am doing anything wrong or that you're doing anything wrong. All it is information. What we are able to notice or even not notice, it tells us how we're feeling in our nervous system, and it kind of shows how our nervous system has learned to protect us. So anything you're noticing just gives you a starting point for building regulation and building nervous system capacity. We're not trying to force anything. And when we're noticing today, you're not trying to change your experience. You're just bringing curiosity and kindness to whatever it is you are experiencing and just hanging out with it, letting it be. We begin with very simple, concrete areas of the body, like the hands. The hands are very familiar. They're functional. They often have less charge or activation in them than areas like the chest or the belly. That's where a lot of people will notice sensation, and usually a lot of times it's not pleasant. So if we go to something like the hands, it can help us to feel a little more awareness without it being overwhelming or unpleasant. So we're going to move into a short interoception practice with the hands. And you're welcome to notice other parts of your body and what they're feeling, but sometimes that can feel overwhelming and like there's too much information coming in or you're not even sure where to start. So it's nice to start with something like choosing a specific area of your body. So again, you're not trying to feel anything special or different or try to change your experience of your hands. You're just noticing whatever sensations are or aren't there as we move through this activity. And I will say, if at any point you start to feel overwhelmed, if it gets too frustrating or you're just, feeling some overwhelming or flooded with feelings, you are always welcome to shake it out, shift your position, go get a drink of water, take a breath. If your eyes are closed, open them, look around, take a pause, and come back whenever you feel ready. Sometimes even just a couple of seconds is a great place to start. If we push it for longer than that, sometimes our body and nervous system isn't ready for that, and that's fine. So I invite you to bring your attention to your hands and just take a few moments to notice, to see what you're aware of. You can see, is there a temperature you're aware of in your hands or fingers? Maybe the palm of your hand has a different temperature than parts of your fingers. Cool, warm. So see what you notice with temperature. You can also notice, is there any buzzing or tingling? Or do they feel kind of numb or blank? That also is a feeling. Just being aware of that is interoception. You are practicing. You might notice that the right hand has a different sensation or feeling than the left hand. You might notice that your hands are touching some other part of your body. And be aware of that, any weight or pressure. Then I'm going to invite you to do something different with your hands. So press your hands together for about 10 seconds, okay? So as you can press just a little or a lot, but 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And then let them go and see if anything's changed. Has the temperature changed? Or is it the same? We're not trying to make anything happen. Do you feel any buzzing or tingling that wasn't there before? Or if you did feel it before, has it changed, increased, decreased, moved around? Does the right hand feel same or different than the left? Do your hands feel bigger or smaller or about the same size? What do you notice? And you can do other activities like this, like squeezing your hands together for 5 or 10 seconds and noticing how that feels, rubbing your hands together. But this next one, let's try this. Let's try spreading our fingers as wide as we can, and let's notice what we feel while we're doing it. So 10 seconds, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and then let it go. So be aware of what you felt while you were doing it. Did they feel tense? Did they feel tight? Was there a temperature? Was it uncomfortable, unpleasant? Was it fine? Was it a little bit strenuous but tolerable? And now notice how they feel after. Again, is there any temperature shift? Do your hands feel a different size? There's no right thing to feel. Is there any tingling or buzzing? My hands definitely feel more awake, kind of alive, more alive than they did before. I notice that between my inner pinky and inner thumb, there's way more sensation than between these fingers. And so there's a little tiny bit of tingling and a little warmth there. I'm just more aware of my hands. They do feel a little bigger, a little more spacious, I would say. None of those things are the right way to feel. That's just how I'm feeling. You may have a totally different experience, and that is totally fine. We're not trying to feel a certain way. All we're trying to do is build our ability and the skill of noticing, of being aware of how we're feeling and being able to name it. That's the skill. So the thing about regulation is, and you can move your hands around any way you want, if you need to stretch, if you want to do something else with your hands and notice how they feel as I finish up here, you're welcome to do that. Regulation is a lot about relationship and the relationship we have with the present moment, with our sensations, with our emotions, with the thoughts we're having. When those things feel like that they're disconnected from us, from our experience, and we don't really have a relationship, then it feels like we're being kind of railroaded, flooded, hijacked by those sensations, emotions, or thoughts. But when we can start to create a relationship with those parts of ourselves and our experience, we actually start to feel like we have a little more control, we can create a little space, we feel like we have more choice. We even can feel more confident and empowered in how we address or sit with or work with those more uncomfortable or intense sensations, emotions, or thoughts when they show up. So this is a very hands-on, tangible way to start to build that relationship with yourself, your body. And it can lead into building a relationship, not just with this skill of your body sensations, but also emotions and thoughts and stress levels and energy levels and tiredness and all of those things that impact us every single day. So I'm excited to have this little series each week for the next, few weeks at least. We'll be exploring interoception and building our skill around that. And I would love to hear any comments or feedback you have about anything you're noticing. I'm here to support you. I also want to mention that I am starting to offer one-on-one sessions in somatic experiencing where we really work one-on-one to help you feel more comfortable and confident in understanding and kind of interpreting the messages you're getting from your body and from your emotional states. So if you're interested in that program, let me know and I will send you information about that. So until next Sunday, please practice, try at least once a day to feel into either a specific part of your body, like your hands, like we did today, or just notice, see what you notice about your whole body. When you're hungry, you go, oh, I know I'm hungry because. How do you know you're hungry? Stomach's growling, a certain feeling in your belly. I can feel my belly right now that I'm hungry and it's actually even growling. How do you know if you're tired or when you're tired? What are the body sensations and signals you get? How do you know when you're mad? What are the body sensations and signals you get when you're angry or worried or anxious or feeling sad? So to me, it's a fun way to feel like I'm taking an active role in regulating, not just regulating my own nervous system, but building my capacity in my nervous system, and building my capacity to handle things that are uncomfortable and difficult, because they're going to show up. So thanks for joining, and I will see you next Sunday. Until then, take good care and peace to you.